to verse 4. Genesis 49, verse 1 to verse 4. And I couldn't help but notice, when we were welcoming our visitors, I was so excited. There were many, about 16, 18. But I was a bit disappointed also. Of all 16 of them, we only had one gentleman. I said to myself, madam. So I don't know if it is gentlemen who are inviting ladies only, or if it is only ladies who are inviting and gentlemen are not inviting. Let us fix that. Genesis 49, 1 to 4, which was read earlier. Then Jacob summoned his sons and said, assemble yourselves, that I may tell you what will befall you in the days to come. Gather together and hear, O sons of Jacob, and listen to Israel your father. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might and the beginning of my strength, preeminent in dignity and preeminent in power, yet uncontrolled as water. You shall not have preeminence, because you went up to your father's bed, then you defiled it. Yeah, he went up to my couch. And this is the word of the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Jacob lived for many years. He's about to die. He's got his sons. He wishes to express his final words to his sons. He gathers all of them together. My sons, please come here. All of them should be around him. He's about to speak to them. I don't know who the firstborns are in this church. I'm going to request all the firstborns to stand this afternoon. All the firstborns. I'm going to request you just to stand wherever you are. These are the firstborns. These are the firstborns. Shall we be seated? Amen. I'm going to request all people who drive Mercedes-Benz to stand this afternoon. You see, nobody's standing up. Man, there's just something about firstborns. I'm one of the firstborns. I'm a firstborn too. We get excited by the fact that we are firstborns. We get excited. We are proud that we are firstborns. Do you know why? Because when parents leave and they are going elsewhere, they call us to the side and they tell us that, look, I'll be away for 5 hours. But I don't want these ones to know. I'm going to tell them that I'm coming now. But when look after them. Are we together? So we get to choose what should be eaten. At what time food should be served. We get to know the secrets of our parents. We are together. You should listen to my mother. My father died in 1992. So you should listen to my mother. At family gatherings, when I'm there, she will take me to all these people. Yeah, this is my firstborn. This is my firstborn. And then I'll have to go to this other one. Yes, this is my first. He's a pastor now. He left his job. He's a pastor. Come. This is my firstborn. I will do that every gathering we go to. Firstborns are a pride of their parents. We are so proud of it. Yet we did nothing to become firstborns. We did not choose to be, we just became firstborns. But look at how proud we are. There's a sister there. When I said firstborn, she just stood up. And all of them stood up. That's just how things happen. We enjoy it. So Jacob had his firstborn, and he called him Reuben, meaning behold the son. Excited that this is my son, this is my firstborn. And the Bible says, when he was on his deathbed, he called all of them. And then he says to Reuben, Reuben, you are my firstborn. You are my pride. You excel in dignity. You excel in leadership. You are preeminent. But Reuben, I have a problem with you. You are uncontrollable as water. You are unstable as water. And therefore, you will no longer be preeminent. Imagine those words coming as the last words from your father in the presence of all your siblings. What a metaphor the father used for his son. Unstable as water. What the father was saying was, Reuben, like water, you become gas. Like water, you become ice. Like water, you become liquid. Reuben, you are inconsistent. The inconsistency of Reuben was first seen clearly in the time of Joseph. The father sent the boy Joseph to the elder brothers, but they were jealous against Joseph. So they decided that we will kill Joseph. Reuben was there when that decision was taken. In the absence of the father, Reuben was the father. He had to take the responsibility for his father. You see, as firstborns here, although we take pride in the fact that we are firstborns, although we rejoice about it, but we also carry the hardships of the family. When my mother is sick, it is no question who should carry the responsibility. When there are gatherings and there are finances needed in my family, there is no question about it when the firstborn is there. When we have a family meeting, there's no question who will start the meeting when the firstborn is there. It is automatic. So Reuben, in the absence of the father, he listens to the siblings plotting to kill their own. Instead of taking a position, Reuben realizes that it is wrong for my brothers to want to kill Joseph. But I will not be able to stand against this. Let me rather ask them to kill him later. Let's not kill him now. Let's go and put him in a pit. We will kill him later. And the Bible says, in his heart, he had hoped that he will set him free so that he can escape. But he did not become assertive. He did not become firm and tell these boys that you will do no such thing. I'm in the place of my father.
Yeah.
He wanted to be loved by the father. And he wanted to be loved by Joseph. At the same time, he wanted to be loved by the other siblings. Inconsistent as water. Brothers and sisters, in 2019, we live as Christians who are inconsistent. People who cannot stand for the principle. People who are not firm. Some of you might not know this if you are not from South Africa. But in South Africa here, we see sometimes so red, sometimes so green, sometimes so orange. We can say roboto.
Yeah.
Reuben weakens a war. Instead of standing firm, sometimes it's green, sometimes it's red, sometimes it's orange. And when they later decide, no, if we kill him, will not benefit anything, let us rather sell him, Reuben goes along with that. And now, at this time, towards the end of his life, the father says, Reuben, my might, my strength, my firstborn, preeminent in dignity, but your problem, uncontrollable as water. What a metaphor. Brothers, you don't understand water. Water. You put water into the fridge in a cold place, water becomes ice. You take that very water, expose it to heat, it becomes liquid. Excessive heat turns that water into vapor. The pitiful thing about water is that water is controlled by the exterior circumstances. What changes water into vapor is not water itself, it's the external. Water wants to conform to things around water. Water is not controlled from within. Water gives in to peer pressure. What saddened the heart of the father-born is that when Benjamin was born and the father was busy assisting his wife, the mother of Benjamin, this man, Reuben, his own son, went to one of the concubines and visited and came back only tomorrow. And this remained a pain in the father's heart. The man who is supposed to look after my interests is the very man who visits and only returns back tomorrow. Uncontrollable as water. Inconsistent as water. Water takes the shape of whatever form it gets into. You put water in a triangular container, it takes that form. You put water in a rectangular container, it takes that form. If you want to see the destructiveness of water, let it rain now. Let's close all these doors and all these windows. Water will still find a way to come in there. Uncontrollable as water. We live in a time in 2019 where we are inconsistent Christians. We call ourselves Christians, we call ourselves Adventists. Put us in a group that gossips. We gossip. Take us to a group that steals. We steal. Take us to a group that does things. We also do things. Please understand that these are the final words of a dying man. Dying with a broken heart. That this man was supposed to be my pride. This one was supposed to be to carry the legacy of the family is the very one who has hurt me. I don't know if you've been to the hospital. I don't know if you visited the elderly people at the time of their death. Whatever they say during that time, those are the things that have always been weighing heavily in their hearts. And I'm sure that as Jacob was saying these things, Reuben was saying to his heart, only if I had not done it. Only if I had not done it. Brothers and sisters, when you are an inconsistent person, when you are a person controlled by the surroundings, when it cannot be known of you whether you are cold or hot, you tend to do things that you later regret. But sometimes, even though you regret those things, the consequences of the things you have done last forever. You go to the hospital today to see some of the sick people. They will say to you, elder, my brother, my sister, only if I had not done it. Some of them will say, only if, it was only that night. It was only that bottle. Only if I had not touched it. You go visit prisons. You listen to people speaking. They will tell you, only if. So we are those kind of Christians who are inconsistent. Inconsistent in everything that we do. Inconsistent in tithe and in offerings. Sometimes so red, sometimes so green, sometimes so orange. But I want to tell you the biblical principle today. And the biblical principle is that which has been entrusted to you, guard jealously. Guard faithfully. If you have been given that responsibility as a firstborn, guard that responsibility jealously. For if you don't take good care of it, the employment that you have been given, the business that you are running, the blessings that you have, if you don't take and guard against that jealously, it will be given to someone else. And so, we read Genesis 49, verse 8 to 10. And it reads as follows. Judah, your brothers shall praise you. Your hand shall be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's sons shall bow down to you. Judah is the lion's cub. From the prey, my son, you have gone up. He couches, he lies down as a lion. And as a lion, who dares rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until Shiloh comes. And to him shall he be the obedience of the peoples. I don't know if you realize what is happening here. That which belonged to Reuben is taken from Reuben, is given to Judah. The leadership which inherently belongs to Reuben, that Reuben, you are supposed to be the firstborn, that has been removed from him and is now given and awarded to Judah. Judah, your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Judah, your brothers will bow down before you. Judah, the scepter shall always be in your hand until Shiloh comes. The leadership then goes to Judah. Because Reuben played with that which was entrusted on him. Because Reuben failed to be the good steward of that which was entrusted to him. Today, in 2019, we don't talk about the Reubenites. But today, in 2019, we still have the Jews from Judah. They still remain a force to reckon with. Brothers and sisters, when we live inconsistent lives, we risk our lives, we risk our success, When we become unfaithful stewards, we lose the blessings that were supposed to come to us. We throw them away. A consistent life is a life that says, how they know me in Cape Town is how I know in Matabeleland. How I'm known in Harare is how I'm known in Durban. How I'm known in London is how I'm known in Randburg in South Africa. When you say Taunyane Nteo, they say the one who's like this and like this and like this. But Reuben was uncontrollable as water. Whatever group he was into, he rose to that occasion. And as we begin 2019, we need to look into our lives and say, are we principled Christians? Can we be trusted by our families? Can we be trusted by our employers? Can we be trusted by our business partners? Can we be trusted by our spouses? Can we be trusted by God's church? That when I'm given the responsibility, I will carry that responsibility like a faithful steward. Can we be trusted by God? Or will we be just like water? I'm not a good singer. Do they sing better than I? They know this song. Do palala njengamanzi. When we are without God, we will just be like water, going everywhere. Because we don't have the center that holds. And my appeal, as we conclude today's message to you, is what? And the appeal is, can you take a stand as a Christian? For Ellen White herself says, the greatest want of the world is the want of men. Men who can neither be bought nor sold. Men who will remain true as the needle to the pole. True to duty as the needle to the pole. Who will stand for the right though the heavens fall. Men who are not the Reubenites. Principled people. The life of principle does not mean you don't have weaknesses. But the life of principle says, even though I fall 7 times, but I know I'm black, or I know I'm white. Every time I'm fallen, I know I belong. I will not rejoice in what is not good. But when I'm far, I will ask for the way back home. And in 2019, as Jesus' coming is at hand, we appeal to the Christian church to stand for the right, though the heavens fall. The world around us has changed how we eat. The world around us has changed how we dress. The world around us has changed a lot of things that we think about. The world has even changed how we view marriage. But will Christians stand as the needle to the pole? In 2019, let me not take any other decision, but let me take one decision and say to God, may I be a consistent Christian. May I be a consistent Christian. May I know who I believe in. May I know what I stand up to. When Reformation began because of people who said, I will do what is true to my conscience. I will not recant. I will stand firm. These days, we don't want to stand. And my challenge to you in 2019 is, my brother, my sister, the Lord has revealed a lot of truths in your hearing, has planted those truths to your heart. Remain firm in the foundation, Jesus Christ. Do not be moved. Do not conform to the standards of the world, but stand firm on the foundation, Jesus Christ. Be a good steward in your conduct. Be a good steward with your material possessions. Be a good steward with time. In everything that you have been entrusted with, hold firm to what you have. Don't allow what you have been given to be given to Judah. Some of you here know, even when you are seated there, that the people who sing here are just 60% of what you can do. But because of your pride, you have withdrawn your services to the Lord. And today they stand. By the end of this year, let me tell you, you will be at 20, they will be at 130. Because you see, to whom much has been given, much is required. But that who does not use even the little that he has, even that little is taken away. And therefore my appeal is, let us make this year a year of abundance in faithfulness, in everything that we do. And that this golden harvest, when we stand here in 2020, we will say, we are hot or cold, but we will not be lukewarm. And now we say, may the Lord bless you and may He keep you. May the Lord shine His face towards you and be gracious to you. May the Lord grant you peace, not as the world gives you, but only as God gives you. Peace that cannot be sold from any shop, but peace that only comes from God, now and forevermore. Amen. Amen.